Hello, hello. So today we're gonna talk about this little guy, Wegovy, and menopause. So I wanted to talk about this because menopause weight gain is real, right? It happens when the transition to menopause starts. So in the perimenopause period, people start gaining weight, and it's just like so hard to actually lose the weight and keep the weight off. It's not an easy task. So many women start looking into what else can I do to lose the weight, because what I did 20 years ago it just doesn't work anymore. I cannot just make some changes and do whatever I did, and the weight itself is it's harder because of the changing hormones, the changes in body composition, the changes in physical activity, the stress, the lack of sleep. I mean, the list goes on and on and on about why weight loss is more difficult. And in another video, I will explain what else to do. But today we're specifically gonna talk about weight loss medications, and specifically Wegovy, because Wegovy is the only one that is like fully approved for weight loss. Ozempic and Mounjaro are approved for diabetes, and this is end of 2023. I am pretty sure Mounjaro will be approved in the near future, and then Ozempic is for diabetes. But both Ozempic and Mounjaro are approved, are used off label for weight loss, and Ozempic is semaglutide as well, so it's the same thing as Wegovy. The difference is the dose, and then Mounjaro is just it's a different, it's a different type of drug, but it's still a GLP-1 medication. But anyways, how effective is this medication? And I'm actually going to look at my phone, because in my blog post I have the exact data. So based on a study that is it was 68 weeks long, 86% of participants lost 5% of the weight, compared with 31% taking a placebo. 69% lost 10% or more, and then 50% lost 15% of their body weight. That's like huge. That's very, very impressive. And what I see in practice is just I'm wow, like we start like in the clinical trials that I'm part for. One of them we started in November of last year. And if you see the participants now, which right now is September, it's October 2023, so it's almost a year. Like, they're different people, and it's not just the weight, it's also the demeanor. It's just like everything about them is like different. It's just like it's shocking. It's really shocking. I mean, this medication is effective, but of course it does have side effects that we want to be aware of before you decide to take it. And that's the reason that I'm talking to you today, and that's the reason that I wrote a blog post about it. So what happened? How this medication works? Well, the way Wegovy works is it decreases hunger and appetite. It regulates the hormones that actually make you feel hungry and tell you when to stop eating, and then make you and then it gives you the feeling that you're full throughout the hours after you eat. These hormones are disturbed by the poor sleep that menopausal women have. It takes an effort to sleep when you're a woman of a certain age, and it's just it's hormone related, it's stress levels, it's habits, it's a bunch of different things. But it's very common to have sleep issues at this age. And then what happened with that is that the systems that regulate hunger and appetite are thrown off guard. As well as when you don't sleep enough, you crave sugar and fat. So like that's a horrible combination. You don't know where to stop. And then what you crave is unhealthy items. I mean, that's the perfect storm for weight gain. Well, with Wegovy, it does help specifically with this issue. Now, the next way in which Wegovy works is that it helps decrease insulin resistance. That's a very common problem among menopause women, and that makes weight loss harder as well. And then the third way in which GLP-1 med works is that it slows down the rate at which the food goes through your body. This is great because you eat and it's hours before you feel hungry. I mean, that's amazing. By doing so and you're eating less, you lose weight very easily. But this wonderful medication, for what it appears of what I said, it comes with side effects. The most common side effects are GI related: constipation, nausea, vomiting, and like that is mostly because of the last issue, because of this low gastric emptying, or how fast the food goes through your intestine. A diet high in fiber, like enough water, physical activity helps tremendously with these side effects. But it's not always the case where when you have those pillars, you will not have constipation. I mean, it just happens for some, not for everybody, because everybody experiences like this medication very different, and also it is dose dependent. Some people like at the lowest dose they have horrible constipation. Some people can have the highest dose and nothing happen. But definitely we see again and again that as you increase the dose, the first days of the new dose might come with some side effects. The other thing that it's shocking, because I bet you'll never believe that you will have this issue, is undernutrition. People eat very little, and then because they eat small amounts, then they might not get all the nutrients that they need to be healthy. So it could happen because of like not having enough nutrients, or because not having enough calories. When you don't have enough calories, the physical symptoms that you're going to see immediately is you might feel very tired, you might feel lethargic, you might feel irritable. I mean, you're not eating enough. And that is not a good thing. It might lead to faster weight loss, but there's a time where you need to stop it. Where, I mean, honestly, when a client comes and it has like a huge weight loss, I'm a little worried. So we look into the diet very carefully, just to make sure that yes, you want them to lose weight month after month, but you don't want a very drastic weight loss in a week, in like a month, right? You want slow and steady. I know that's not what you want to hear. You want to hear that you lose 50 pounds in a month. But that's not healthy. What you can expect is to lose between 1% and 3% of your body weight every week, and that's more than enough. Obviously, like at the beginning, because you like lose some water, and because you get less bloated, you might notice a higher weight loss, but then it just stabilizes, and that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see like weight loss that comes every month, but is not like humongous from month to month. Also, when you are undernourished, when you don't eat enough, you can have an episode of hypoglycemia, which means low blood glucose. Of course, this happens more often in people that, on top of taking Wegovy, they're taking a weight loss medication. They're taking a diabetes medication, something that lowers the blood glucose, and that could be very dangerous. First, you're gonna feel horrible, but if your blood sugar decreases enough, that could be a medical emergency that will put you in the hospital. The next thing that it might happen, and the most serious symptoms include pancreatitis, gallbladder issues, and kidney issues. So drink tons of water, and it is very important that when you get this medication, you get it from a physician or another trusted healthcare provider. Don't take it from, someone that does your hair, or someone that, like, has no business selling you like semaglutide. To be honest, and I'm a professional. So I don't think I would take anything other than the actual Wegovy medication. Nor I advise my clients or family to do, or friends to take anything else. There are a lot of people that are selling semaglutide from a compound pharmacy, and that's very common to see that people take it. I'm not gonna comment on that, other than if you're doing that, make sure that you get it from a doctor, registered nurse that follow you up. Otherwise, what you put in your body, it might be dangerous. At this point, we do not have generic versions of these medications. So it is important to notice that if you're doing something else that is not Wegovy, is not being studied. We cannot say for sure what is in it. And that's my only concern. But, take it with a grain of salt, and you decide what to do, because it's your body at the end of the day, right? But moving along, what else? The other consideration is that the weight gain after you stop Wegovy. And in a study, they follow people after they stop the medication, and they noticed that most people regain the weight back at the rate of 70. They gain it back 75% of their body weight. So they still lost, they still kept some weight off, but most of the weight came back. But I mean, I guess that is expected with most diets. Even with the gastric band, people regain some weight. So I don't know. I'm just giving you the facts. And then the last thing that you want to consider is the cost. We don't have generic versions of this medication. It is in a very high demand, and it has to be in the refrigerator, so it costs a lot more to move it around, and it's expensive. Insurance will cover if you have diabetes, but other than that, very few insurance cover for weight loss only. And if you pay off pocket, it's gonna be between $800 and $1,200. So it's a lot of money, a lot of money. But it is what it is. So what I want you to do, if you're thinking about taking Wegovy, is really sit down and think: here are the pros, here are the cons. Should I take it? Kind of collect your thoughts, and then I want you to talk to your physician that is going to prescribe the medication, and be very genuine with your thoughts, your concerns, why you want to take it, and make a decision together. It's if your physician actually looks at your lab values and really examines you before he gives you the medication, that is a good sign. Because definitely, this medication can affect your kidneys, can inflame your pancreas. So of course you want to know where you are before you start taking the medication, and you want to have lab work done on a regular basis. So I really urge you that if you are going to take this medication, you find a physician that specializes on these medications. There's a few services, one of them being Sequence. I kind of like it because they have physicians specialized on these medications. They have registered dietitians and stuff. They have exercise physiologists. They have case managers that they're all together, can help you. You can also go and ask your primary care physician, but they might or might not be familiar with it. If you are diabetic and you have an endocrinologist, they're more likely to be well versed in these medications. But I wanted to make sure that you get it from a trusted practitioner, and take it knowing very well what are the benefits and what are the risks. So once you make the decision, you're happy with the decision. And well, if you have any questions, one, read the blog. It's very informative, although I tried to give you a summary. But then feel free to reach me. My email is in the contact page of my blog, but like if you write to Su-Nui at Menopause Better, you will get to me. My website is menopausbetter.com. And from there, you can find me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. So, bye.